Hello and welcome to Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition. Today we're going to be playing one of the new campaigns, one of the 3 new added campaigns, the Kotyan Khan campaign, which is based on the Cumans, and we're going to be playing the first mission of that campaign, which is called Raising the Banners.
Like a swarm of locusts, the Mongol horde emerged from the east, driven by a madman named Genghis Khan. When we first heard the rumors of their approach, we thought the Mongols were but mere bands of raiders, not unusual on the steppes. But when spies from the east told us that the Mongols had utterly destroyed the Persian Empire, putting its civilians to the sword and burning its cities to ash in 3 short years, we realized that we had severely underestimated them. Not much later, our own people faced this new scourge. Our Kipchak brethren to the east fought bravely, but were easily defeated, and several of their Khans were captured. The Mongols buried the Kipchak Khans alive underneath a podium on which the Mongol commander, Subutai Bahadur, sat to celebrate his victory. The Mongols called it an honorable death, only reserved for nobility and royalty. I believe that these Mongols are evil demons sent to torture us. Only the western part of our once mighty confederation remains, and with it, the great Cumania has become a mere shadow of its former self. However, one of the Khans, Kotyan, recognizes our peril and is rallying all of the tribes to unite against the invaders. Putting aside his pride, he has turned to our sworn enemies, the Rus, and is asking them to join the fight. They may be hostile towards us, but we have no other choice. The Mongols will scourge this earth and enslave everyone on it. Let us hope that the Rus princes come to realize that too, before it is too late.
Okay, so the first scenario of this campaign basically revolves around a bit of a race against the clock. You have to try and get to the various flags to unite the various Cuman tribes against the Mongols before the Mongols can get there first. If the Mongols get there first, then they get them on their side instead, and since you don't have villagers here, you do want to get to them first, because those are the only units you're going to get.
Mighty Khan, I was unable to convince the Cuman chiefs and Rus princes to fight against the Mongols. You will have to meet them in person.
Okay, so we've got to get to these flags as quickly as possible before the Mongols show up and steal them from us. But one thing we do want to do is, because the Mongols are based in the east of the map, we want to go to the east first. We're actually going to completely ignore these attackers because they're just going to slow us down. And we want to get to those camps as quickly as possible. This camp is probably closest to the Mongols, so we're going to actually try and go for that first, just to try and head them off before they can take it for themselves. But Kotyan needs to actually pay a visit himself to the various tribes, so he's going to be going separately.
I will have my revenge.
So if this is the first time you've seen Definitive Edition being played, the game did just come out yesterday, at the time I'm recording this. I am playing on fairly low graphics settings. There are quite a few graphics settings that I consider to be kind of surplus to requirements. They're mostly kind of post-processing effects that don't necessarily make the game look better, and in fact can make it look slightly muddier. So I'm personally avoiding those. Like Kotyan's got himself isolated there. Okay, so it looks like we've held them off before they can take this town, or this tribe at least. But it's still a race against the clock because they're going to be going all over the map. But yeah, you can also get the enhanced graphics mod. It's not really a mod, it's considered DLC, I suppose.
But they will join
which does make the game look a little bit better when you zoom in. But when you're zoomed out, as I am right now, there's not too much of a difference. This is pretty much what it looks like.
These Mongols will regret the day they set foot on Cuman soil.
I believe there is one camp where, annoyingly, you will be given a skirmisher. It might be this one, in fact, which we've just missed out on. So you might be tempted to select all of your units and send them off. And if you can't spot the skirmisher hidden in your ranks, then you might not realize why everyone is moving so slowly. Gotta be very quick now. Actually separate Kotyan here. Try and get to this one first. And we'll use our soldiers to try and hold them off from this flag. It's gonna be close. Looks like we might have just about made it though.
The Dnieper River will run red with the blood of Tatar and Mongol horsemen.
Okay, final camp. There is another camp here. Wait, no, that's been seen. I must have missed one. Ah, of course. So, although we are in this camp here, it doesn't count as us having visited it yet, because Kotyan himself needs to show up and round them up. So we got potentially 8 out of 9, which is about as good as you're going to get, I think. And I'm expecting the Mongols to show up here any moment. We just have to take them out. Once again, going to ignore these. And now we have a fairly decent size army. 59.
May the Sky God be on our side in the upcoming battle.
Next thing we need to do is we need to...
all of the tribesmen to join, but to stand a chance against the Mongols, we will need the help of our Rus neighbors.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was going to say. Just need to gather up the Slavs now, which will require doing a couple of smaller tasks.
The Mongols took one of our princes hostage. Save him, and we will join your war.
So this bit's slightly annoying because there are a few palisade walls that you've got to try and break your way through before anything too much happens. Not too sure what's going on here. I suppose these are the scouts that attempted to steal this place from us, but we got here first. But yeah, let's take them out because there is a chance they're going to go back to the Mongol base, and we don't want to give them a chance to do that. I don't think we're going to encounter too much more resistance on our way. There are 2 Slavs tribes, and we've got to appease both of them before we can get them on side. This first one, I think we want to gather up our... I haven't actually learned their names yet, the Kipchaks. And we're going to use them just to try and focus down the walls. Also these Cavalry Archers. Ah, there's a monk. Okay, so the monk has 9 range, and we have 4 range, so that's going to be a slightly awkward one. I think he can't quite get us if we do this. You have to be careful of the mangonel, though. Mangonel obviously is going to do tons of damage if it hits us. Cavalry Archers definitely not ideal for taking them on. Let's try and snipe the monk. Okay, got him. What to do about the mangonel? There is another monk. Could try and snipe him too. He's a little bit closer to the mangonel. It may be that there's another way in, which we can use to avoid the mangonel. I think it's pretty similar all around, actually. Okay. In that case, I think we're just gonna have to hope for the best. Get a little bit closer. And spread out our stance. Just to be as careful as possible. Doesn't seem to be doing very much. I'm sure it can hit us. So possibly it's on a no attack stance or something? That's a little bit strange. I'm sure this shouldn't be this easy. We can just run right up to it.
A band of Cuman horsemen. You are the last saviors that I would have expected. My father is an important man. Free me, and my people will be in your debt.
So once we let this guy out, we have to then go and take out another Mongol outpost, which is to the north of the map. And then the scenario ends with a big fight against the Mongol castle, which is in the east. So let's start heading back to the Slavs camp. No worries about time pressures now, so we can actually start fighting these guys off. I'm not sure if they will go back to the main Mongol camp, but we want to get rid of them either way. We shouldn't take too many losses. And I don't think this guy's going to be in any danger, no matter what we do. I'm going to avoid that particular outpost just because of the watchtowers. They have been nerfed in Definitive Edition. They used to have something like 1000 HP, and now they've only got 700. So they're pretty easy to take out, but no real need.
You have saved our prince, and we owe you a great deal. We will put in a good word for you with our ally, Kiev.
Okay, now we've got to go over to Kiev.
You have the blessing of the prince. Fair enough. Bring your warriors to me, and I will heal them.
Yeah, that does make sense. Before we go over there, we are just going to heal up. Okay, that was undoubtedly the least eventful part of the level, but now that it's done, we can move on. I will have edited it out anyway. We'll visit Kiev, find out about their trade cart problem. I think it's a trade cart problem.
Mongol scouts started attacking our people, and they have blocked an important supply route to the north. Destroy the blockade, and we will talk.
So with a full force of 55 soldiers, this should be pretty easy. I think I did spot a few up here, yeah. So we'll just take these out first. See how quickly they get taken out. Another mangonel there. This one might be a little bit more active. And you will hear in the background that all of the music from the original Age of Empires has been redone. And it sounds pretty good, I have to say. I do enjoy it so far. This monk is definitely going to get at least one of us, sadly. Okay, we've lost 3 men. This guy's going to die too, I think. Just about survived, actually. That's good. Might have to go back to the monks.
We'll keep our promise, and our soldiers will fight alongside Cumans. At least for now.
Okay, so we've got a few more boyars. And we're up to 56.
Now, we must destroy the encampment from which the Mongol vanguard operates.
You petty nomads know nothing about sieges. Thankfully, our engineers have constructed rams to batter down the enemy fortifications.
Oh, how I would like to twist the little necks of these arrogant Rus.
I think our units might have got healed automatically, because that took no time at all. Okay, so this is the hard part of the level. I think it might be slightly easier for the fact that we did manage to get to nearly all the tribes, or the Mongols did. The big thing we need to do here is make sure that we take on the units without actually getting near the castle, because the castle will completely chew through our cavalry at the very least. Battering rams might be okay, but they are vulnerable to the man-at-arms, as well as the Keshiks. So we want to wait before we take that on, try and lure them out. We're going to try and attack them from the south. We can draw their Keshiks in to fight the pikemen, that would be ideal. And try and run past this. Let's try and bring them out. So I think the Mongols are a little bit less foolhardy. They seem to be returning to their base, despite our best efforts. Perhaps the Cavalry Archers can lure them out. We'll give it a go. Okay, here come the men-at-arms. One thing I am kind of struggling a little bit with so far, and the game has only been out for 1 day, so it might be too soon to make judgment, but it's quite difficult to tell the different types of units apart, at least compared to the original games. But these guys are our Cavalry Archers, so we'll put them in a control group. And let's see if we can catch out a few more of these guys. Don't need to worry too much about Cavalry Archers or anything like that. They're not gonna do much damage to the rams. We do need to make sure we take out the man-at-arms. Pikemen slowing us down, which is pretty annoying, so our rams are taking lots of damage here. Gotta try and clear these guys out as quickly as possible. Looks like the castle is going down just fine though. It's actually only got 2,400 health. I thought that was rather quick, so it's slightly easier than a normal castle would be. I believe that is the end of the scenario.
Excellent! We have burned the Mongol encampment to the ground. When their army comes, we will be ready.
And that is it.
The Rus principalities were not easy to persuade. However, when news reached the Rus princes that a large Mongol army was riding west toward the Dnieper River, they accepted Kotyan's offer. Now, a united army of Rus soldiers and Cuman horsemen stand together to face the incoming Mongol horde. It is a magnificent sight to behold as our combined armies march to meet the Mongols on the field of battle. Beams of sunlight dance on the shields of the Rus foot soldiers, the full body armor of the boyars, and the iron-clad Cuman horsemen. If this odd coalition of Rus and Cumans can stand united, we might have a chance of withstanding this scourge from the east.
Okay, so ends the first scenario of the Kotyan Khan campaign. I will be playing through more campaign scenarios, so do check out the playlist link in the description, where you can watch them all in one go. Alternatively, if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing to my channel, that way you can catch any new uploads as they come out. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.